Hi, welcome to the DynaTech podcast. We are featuring innovators, business owners, and industry leaders who are using technology, strategy, and forward thinking to grow and stay competitive. I'm your host, Paulo Henriquez, DynaTech AI. And we're here joined today with Tom Edward from
at Sterilwave.
Awesome. We're going to take a talk a little bit business and challenges that we're solving. We're also going to be seeing industries where it's heading towards some valuable insights from anyone looking to grow smarter in today's market. Tom Edward, thank you for joining here. To get us started, give us a quick version of who you are and what your company does.
Good. I'm Tom Hayhurst. I'm the president and CEO of Sterilwave, and we have designed a single-use endoscope that is designed to go and address the operating room market, looking at the broad clinical applications in urology and general surgery. There's been
Very
a
cool.
trend in the medical industry. Many doctors and hospitals are trying to get away from reusable products and go to single use. The issues have been cost and familiarity with picking up something that's different here and different there and different here. So, what we've worked on is getting something that's very convenient and very familiar to the doctors at a price that can be indeed single use.
Very cool. Tell us a little bit about your company and what inspired you to take on this product.
Yeah, I was approached a couple years ago by the former president and CEO of Olympus, and Sid Berginski, built that division from a couple $1 million to $1.5 billion and the market share leader in endoscopy. He came to me and along with our CTO, who is the author of our patents on this specially designed instrument for the medical industry and surgical operations. So they wanted me to go and head up the company and work with the other board members that come from Olympus, Boston Scientific, and a few different entrepreneurial positions that work well on our lab.
Very cool. And what is a problem in the market that you noticed, which is why you tried to invent this product?
Well, there's a couple problems in the market. First of all, there's an inherent uh, carryover in surgeries from one surgery to the next of about 1, maybe 2%. Now, that might not seem like very much, but when it happens to you or your loved one and you get a sepsis or a MRSA or some other kind of bacterial infection, it's very traumatic. And for the hospital or the surgery center, it's very expensive. So, our efforts are to completely eliminate that issue and make it again something that's easily familiar and adaptable for the surgeon to go and pick up.
Interesting.
Looking at
Uh,
the hospital
yeah.
standpoint, Paolo, is the
hmm
fact that if these are currently what they've been buying at $7,000 a piece and $250 to $300 to go and re-sterilize it after every surgery, the cost figures there are dramatic. So what we're trying to do is show that rather than a $7,000 in a maintenance contract and sterilization and chemicals and toxicity and very expensive labor, we eliminate all of that with a single-use product that is about the same cost as what it costs to sterilize the current ones that they're using.
So that technically changes how the industry will work in that type of product.
I think it's a rainmaker for us. We're expecting dramatic production requirements.
Business owners often underestimate when they're trying to grow and modernize.
I'm sorry, ask that again.
I said, do business owners often like underestimate like when they're trying to grow and modernize with the products? Do they, hesitate? They're
Uh,
probably sometimes hesitant to go into this type of product.
well, it's easy to get over aggressive, shall we say. When I talk to one doctor and that surgeon's doing anywhere from 5 to 6, maybe 8 surgeries in one single day, I do the math on that. I need about 100 a month in order to satisfy one doctor. Every doctor that I've spoken with and given this demo has said, let me share this with a colleague. Now, if they have 4 or 5 doctors at one hospital and a dozen operating rooms, I'm probably looking at quite a few hundred endoscopes for one place. So with a manufacturing requirement of, we think to start, we're gonna need 10,000 a month, I'm still looking at a very regional, launch of this product. The nice thing is the footprint of our manufacturing equipment for this, even at 10,000 a month, is easily duplicatable in different parts of the country. So we can set that one up in Southern California, one in Boston, one in Florida, and another one in Chicago. And with that, I think we can go and supply these to a large number of doctors very quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of help of anyone wanting to invest in the product, right?
That's all they need.
That's great. And so when someone's trying to reach out to you with what does the discovery look like, when you speak with them?
Well, first thing I do is direct them to our website, www.sterilwave.com, and let them see what we're doing and some comparisons of Karl Storz, which we think is pretty close to the gold standard in terms of the resolution of an image, versus what we are able to produce with our first couple pilots. So that's the first place. Then if they're interested in investing, I send them a pitch deck. I send them my executive summary and along with an NDA, and we start working towards exploring further how they may be able to help us financially.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you like diagnose how do you diagnose with the client what they need versus what they think they need? Like, is
Well,
there any process for that?
yeah, if you're talking about the client, as in the investor, or the client
Right.
as in the user, as
And more of the investor. I mean, the user is going to be through the doctor, most likely.
well, the key thing for the investor that I'm finding is somebody that's familiar with medical devices, especially
Products.
the medical devices in the operating room. They may be invested in the robotic ones that are out there. They may be invested in trocars or other ancillary components for the operating room. And they're looking to go and expand that portfolio into, in this case, an endoscope.
Yeah. So tell me a little. Can you like walk us through a story where the right strategy of your product was used and how the technology made a difference for an end user or a doctor?
Well, keep in mind, like I say, this is single use, so I don't have that large production line. So the only applications that we've had to this point have been evaluation type of approach. So the doctors that I've looked at, and I started off with a veterinarian, even though this is FDA cleared, and I can go, and we are going right straight to human doctors that do not need an
Yeah.
IRB in order to go and be able to perform surgery with this device in order to compare it with whatever they're using right now. But we haven't had, I don't have extensive stories. It's strictly
Correct.
in some side by side on a gallbladder or a gallstone or appendix, something like that.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, it's in early stages of deployment. Where do you see the industry heading towards the next 12, 24 months in this type of genre?
A couple of different things. First of all, I do see the industry moving towards single use, a lot of because of the capital outlay, the maintenance, the toxic chemicals, the expense of labor necessary for re-sterilization. So I see the industry moving away from that. Uh, I also see artificial intelligence coming into this. Doctors
Absolutely.
there's a couple of institutions that are leading this in the United States, and doctors are looking at how they look at, for instance, um, oncology, a neoplasm, a tumor versus normal tissue versus scar tissue. They may have had an excision of a tumor on a person 6 months, a year, 2 years ago. Then they go back in to look at that to see how it's doing. And if you have um, artificial intelligence that can differentiate the wavelength of light that's being reflected off of that tissue and can segregate between scar tissue, oxygenated tissue, normal tissue, and a neoplasm or cancer, that in itself could be tremendously valuable.
Yeah.
So we do have an application where that is a patented capability, but we do not plan on making the diagnosis. We do want to help the surgeon to say, look at this
Yeah.
print on your
Strategy.
yeah, on your monitor. There's something abnormal there, and let the doctor make a diagnosis.
Of course. And so you would say definitely AI and automation are going to change how the businesses operate.
Robotic surgery, the Da Vinci, you may have heard of that. Medtronic and J&J are all coming out with robotic
Of
surgical
course.
instruments. They use 5, 6 endoscopes in one surgery, a hernia repair or prostatectomy. Those are all being done right now by robotic surgery.
Accurate, the touch, the feel, and all that.
Well, they can do
So,
it remotely too. I mean, a doctor at the Mayo Clinic could be handling somebody in, Buttercup, Iowa,
yeah, right.
or Tanzania.
Or really,
That's
as long
right.
as they can get the equipment there, network, someone in person.
Yeah.
Uh, so, what should businesses owners start doing now if they want to get ahead? With like a company like mine and yours.
First of all, you gotta see the vision. Once you see the vision and can get it validated through, the market research that's out there and see the prototypes and how they're working with the, key opinion leaders that we are working with to go and get that endorsement, I think, from that point on, it's making a decision, investing, and moving forward step by step.
For sure. So what's one belief that you have about, future of the business right now and AI, and what should people pay attention to ultimately?
Well, our steps right now, I think I mentioned to
Hmm.
you, Paulo, that we're working on 50 prototypes that we are in the current position of manufacturing, getting those into the hands of these 10 key opinion leaders, looking at the different organ sites and looking at the different competitive instruments that are out there, and getting those endorsements and an LOI, a letter of intent from those doctors that once we have an uninterrupted supply chain, they would convert over to that. Those endorsements and those references, and those LOIs, I think will be tremendously powerful, presenting that to angel, family, or venture capital investors.
Yeah, absolutely. So from your perspective, it's why it is why it's important to have businesses with the right strategy and technology and even partnerships.
Well, we do not plan on hiring a sales and marketing organization. We do believe that there are distributors out there. There are companies with products that are very familiar with the operating room. They already have relationships set up with purchasing at the ambulatory surgery centers and the hospitals. Those are the ones that have a pretty nice product line, but they don't have an endoscope. And
Yeah,
this is very easy to present, seeing as it looks almost identical to what the doctor is already using. All they do is unplug their light cable, put their camera on there, put their light cable on there, and they can immediately start using this product.
absolutely. So for someone listening that hasn't even been using it, uh, you know, hasn't taken the first step, what would you say to them to get them to move forward?
Well, you can all obviously give me a call, send me an email, communicate with me in whatever way you would like. And with that, I will make sure to put you on the list for who we would be putting our betas and um, early prototypes out into the marketplace.
Okay, very good. So that they what was your website again? So you could website is what?
www.sterilwave, all one word, .com.
All right, very good. And if someone wants to explore how to strategy AI, digital systems that could help business grow, they could also connect with DynaTech AI for also like a discovery call. Um, and what do you think this makes early conversations so valuable? With other companies.
Well, early conversations right now obviously are just that. The investment, we're not looking for a lot. We need to get this production line up and running, and that we are very confident we can do with $5 million. We've got the site, which has to be GMP, good manufacturing practice, which is a requirement from the FDA, and we have an outside consultant that can do the 4 QA steps in the production line to ensure that the quality of reproducibility on every single one of these that comes off the production line is identical. So those steps are in place. It's just a matter of funding that and getting the equipment made because we have to have extrusion equipment. We need to have some um, uh, different pieces of equipment that are going to be specially made for this production line to be able to make 10,000 a month. So early on is going to be the safe bet.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the time and the knowledge and explaining a bit about how the business works. So, like, everyone watching, if today's conversation resonates with you and you're looking at ways to improve operations and growth, customer experience, or overall business strategy, reach out to DynaTech AI and also Tom Edward. We could book a call. We'd be more than happy to help. Uh, Follow to the next steps in your business. And we'd love to have your feedback in the future, especially as your business evolves and your opportunities open up. That line matters. Ask for a second appearance while the first one's ending. That's always the best thing with all our clients as well. And I really appreciate the time, Tom. And I'm looking forward to talking and maybe on another podcast a little more specific on a topic. And I really enjoyed your company.
Yeah, very good, Paolo. I enjoyed the discussion also and look forward to speaking with some of the clients that you have looking at this podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, not a problem. We're closing out this,
All right,
and we'll be talking soon. Anyone needs to talk to us, I have Dantech AI. You also have Tom Edward. We just mentioned the website before. Any questions, comment below to me or him, and we will take care of it right away. Thanks for the time, and we'll talk soon.
good. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.